Morning, welcome back to the channel. On the gravel pit today. We'll look at something different tomorrow, maybe a bit of lure fishing the day after that. Got a few days off work, so I'm going to make the most of it. But I've done my winter campaign, it's been on this gravel pit. The last few years it's been on the river. It's been really disappointing if I'm honest. Floods and bad weather, it's made it really hard. So I wanted something different this year. I've done all right so far. I think this is my 5th visit. So yeah, I've been on 4 times and I've had 9 fish and 3 of them have been doubles. So it's a really good ratio. Live baiting, so the first job is to catch live baits. I haven't brought any dead baits with me, so no pressure.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.
First one of the day. Lovely looking fish. Got a small head on it, but yeah, looking in nice condition. Drop him straight back and get his dad.
I'm not falling, I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all going live, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back.
And in the net. Get in.
Been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
My mate Mick's had 3, one of them 18.5, so yeah, a lovely fish that was. So it's quite a deep venue, it's a big venue, big natural water. And as you can see from this aerial shot, I'm fishing 2 pipe rods, one on the left, one on the right. And I need to fish and catch me live baits through the middle of that. So here's the Polaris float. I've been using these for nigh on 30 years since I first came out. I bought a load when I first went to island fishing and I was so impressed with them. But you can fish any depth of water with it, it finds its own depth. Used in conjunction with a feeder or a ledger weight, you basically float ledgering. So how it works, you use well, I'm using me 10-foot pike rod, but you can use a 13-foot float rod or a 12-foot pike rod, anything you want really. Just bear in mind that you've got to be slow when you're reeling these roach skimmers in. With stiff rod you can pull the hook out. So there's Polaris float. It looks quite big and bulky and quite uncouth, but believe me, they are very, very sensitive. So the float comes down through this tube arrangement here. There's 2 slots in it, one for thick line, one for thin line. I'm on 10-pound main line here, mono, so I've gone on the thick side. The other side, if you're using like 5-6 pound, use the thin side. If you had one, you'll see these holes and you'll know. Inside there is like a helter-skelter. So as you thread the line in, goes around a couple of times and comes out the bottom. And what that does is when the line is tight, it locks in position. But when the line goes slack, it can move. See how that's dropped down there. So tight, slack, move. When you reel in, obviously this is only 10-foot rod and I'm fishing over 20-foot deep. It's going to come to the point where the float hits the end of the rod. All you do, you just carry on reeling, and the reel action, it will just drag the line through there. Don't damage it or anything like that. So about a foot from the feeder I've got a number 6 or number 4 shot. That's just so that if I cracked off the feeder I wouldn't lose the float as well. That's just going to keep that there. Come to the feeder, got an open end feeder. It's a Drennan feeder link, just give a little bit of separation. It's quite heavy because I want it to sink. This is 2 ounce. I want it to go straight down through that 20 foot of water before I lose too much of my ground bait. That's a Drennan speed bead, just make changing hook lengths very, very quick. And I've got about a foot of £3, and it goes to a size 16 I'm on today. I started on an 18, missing the odd bite here and there, but I've just been on single or double, red maggot, white maggot. Here we go. So I'm just going to drop it in the margins. It's still deep in the margin, but what you would do, you would cast out and just leave it. Open bail arm, the feeder will drag the float all the way to the bottom. Keep leaving the line slack, and eventually the float will come up and lie flat on the surface like it has done there. And you put the rod in the rests and just reel in, and which will tighten the line, lock the float, and just bring it down to how you like to fish your floats. So when you get a bite on the Polaris, you'll either get the traditional float's just gone under, or hence the name Polaris, named after these missiles that come out of a submarine. When you get a bite, sometimes you get a slack liner, and what will happen is float just comes right out of the water and folds over like that, a lift bite. But the reason I'm fishing the Polaris rather than just a straight feeder is because you can see how tight this swim is. Here I've got my right hand rod here, my left hand rod over there. I'm fishing in front of that tree there, fishing in front of this tree. You saw on the aerial shot, and I'm using the middle bit about 30 yards out where I'm catching my live bait. Now the trouble being, if I get a pike on either the left or the right hand rod, and as I'm playing it, if I'm fishing a feeder, it will tangle on my feeder line, and that's obviously not what I want. Fishing this way, the line is about 6 inches underneath the surface, and it will go all the way out to the float and then go vertically down to the feeder, so it's keeping all the line high up in the water. So if I do get a pike, it can go underneath and I won't get a snag. Oh yes, I'm in again. But yeah, a little bit better. Oh, get in. Hey. They're in again. About that. Yeah, it's a double for sure. 12 maybe. Fat old girl. Oh, what's some bloody rakers?
Yeah. They can be sharp in there, can't they?
Oh, they can, yeah. But lovely markings.
Yeah, lovely fish.
Lovely fish. Let me get them round the other way. Her, I should say.
Yeah. Isn't it? Good fat back on it.
There's a fat back, fat belly. Yes, beautiful. And that's it. There we go. You tell your sister.
Hey?
Hey, send her back and tell her to go and get her sister.
Yeah.
What about that one? This is yeah, it's a solid fish, really thick across the back there. I'll get a better shot for you. How's that? Yeah, another double. Smashing them liveys. It's number 4 of the day. Lovely condition again. No splits, no damage. Lovely. Hey, it's getting back. I told that last one to come get his sister, her sister, and she did. And here she is. Well, that's it. That wind's dropped right off, and it's changed direction a little bit as well. The bites have really dropped off. So we're going to get packed. What time is it? 4:45. So wow, didn't think it was that late. Yeah, we're going to get packed away anyway. Tomorrow, more still waters, but we're dead baiting tomorrow. Good morning. So we're out again. I've dropped Mick off on one of the syndicate lakes that we're a member of. He's going to try a few dead baits on there. I'm not feeling it, to be honest. Rather do a little bit of float fishing, so I'm going to come on the river for a few hours. Just going to set up a float rod and just twitch a few dead baits around, see what we can find. So no microphones, no tripod, only the one camera today, so it's going to be pretty basic, but we'll see what we can get. Bring you back in a bit. Well, it was disappointing on the river. I walked along for about 2 hours, trotting a few little roach. Nothing at all. Couldn't see my mate Mick. He's fishing we're on the carp fishing syndicate, and there's a social media blackout on there, which is fair enough, but I can't do any filming there. But Mick's fishing 3 dead baits out there. He's not even seen a fish, let alone catch a fish. But I'm going to try the last couple of hours on this lake here. It's one of the club lakes. We have great fun in kind of back end of the season, March, April, May. The lilies start coming up, it gets covered in lilies. We have good fun with the surface lures on here. It looks a bit bleak now in winter, but I'm going to give it a go for a few hours. All I'm doing is just fishing a roach, just a little roach, small hook rig. Just going to twitch it about a little bit, sit back and listen to the football. I'll bring you back if we catch anything.
Taken into the box, it goes, played back, chance for Carl, can't get there
well, nothing doing. My football team's losing. I've spoken to a couple of guys that's been lure fishing on the river. They've had a real struggle as well. So yeah, what I'm going to do tomorrow, we're going to go lure fishing. Probably start on the river, and if it's not fishing well, we'll perhaps go to a gravel pit, something like that. But it is lure fishing all day tomorrow. So blank today, but tomorrow. Good morning. Early start today, so we've decided to switch things around a little bit. It's really bright and clear sky today, but it's going to cloud up by about dinner time. So we're thinking that we've come to this gravel pit, which is very deep, and the bright sky is not going to have as much effect in the deeper water. When it clouds up a bit, we're probably going to move down to the river. So I'll show you some of the lures we've got today. We've got a lot of new lures to show you. I'm going to take some out as well. It's time that some of them got retired, so let me show you. So this is my go-to Bert. I've had this quite a few years, and you can see, look at the state of that. It's been absolutely smashed. It's had God knows how many tails on it, how many new hooks. It really has. My record for this is 7 in one session. State of it. So I'm taking this out of retirement. I'm quite confident I've had well over 100 fish with this. So I'm going to, that's being retired, and I'm going to get a nice box frame for that and mount that. But that's going to be replaced with a brand new, exactly the same. I've had this a few years, but yeah, so that one's out, that one's in.
You change the tail?
It's a different colour tail, but I don't think it's making any much difference. These are really good lures. This is a Savage Gear hard eel, and it comes with 2 tails. This is the short tail, and it comes with a long tail as well. And you can fish them with the tail down, with the fish quite deep, or you can turn the tail 180 degrees and fish the tail up on either of the tails, and it fishes quite shallow. So it's like 4 lures in one, really. You can also mount a hook on the top and fish it weedless, take these off. But look at the state of this. I've got a lot of fish on this, but it's split on the top there, and look at that. It's splitting open. When you start fishing it, it starts filling with water. They're actually discontinued now, which is a real shame, but I did manage to find one in orange, which I'm sure it would just be fine. I suppose the bonus is I can use the green tails with that one. So that one's out, that is knackered. Plenty of fish on that, nowhere near as many as the Burt. I've maybe had over 20, definitely. So that's out, and that one is in.
So if you turn that tail halfway, does it fish round corners?
Does it fish around corners? Yeah. So, that's a good point. Yeah, it's good for corner pegs. You can fish around corners with it. Yeah, so that's out. I'm not going to melt that. That's just going in the bin. Deeper waters then, so we're going to be fishing on, these are the Dave Greenwood Big Dippers, very similar to the Burt, but they are solid wood, and I can get these a bit deeper. So they're going to come into play in this deeper water today. Strike Pro Wolftail, that's a fairly fast sinker, just rocks from side to side, but it's a fairly good lure. Plenty of teeth marks on that. A couple of new lures, I think these are Dave Greenwood, these are Deltas. I think these are quite shallow fishing lures, side to side action. So we're not going to be using them just yet, we'll perhaps use them on the river. They're the Deltas, we'll put them on that side. That's a Dave Greenwood Dinky. My mate does really well on the Savage Gear Jerksters, and they've been discontinued as well now, but I got that thinking it's about the same size as that 11.5 centimetre Jerkster. Hopefully it's got a similar kind of action. No rattle in it like the Jerksters, but it's solid wood. So yeah, I'm going to try that one later on. That's another new lure. It's never seen the water. Well, so we've got this. It is. Oh, I've got a hook cover on this yet. Let's hope it's as effective as hooking fish as it is as other lures. I won this on the Pikers Pit Christmas draw, so thank you for Ben and all the team there. This is a Baz Robinson angle grinder. I'm not sure on the action of this. I do believe it is a deeper fishing one. Got 2 mounting points which are interesting. Probably fishes differently according to which one that you've got your trace connected to.
Probably if you do it on the back one, it will dive.
Probably so, yeah. I think it will go even, yeah, well, we'll soon find out. I'm going to try that. That's going to go in the box today for the deeper. That's the Baz Robinson angle grinder. I think that's the smaller one. He does 2 sizes. This is the small angle grinder. And we've also got, oh, this is another Dave Greenwood Big Dipper. This has never seen the water yet. I have had it a while. But we was on this gravel pit the other day, and we did really well on live bait roach. So this is the foiled roach pattern. So that will come into play at some point today, I'm sure. And finally, these are Dave Greenwood Fat Jerks. And I asked Dave for quite a fast sinking, deep fishing lure. And he suggested the Fat Jerks, so I've got a couple of them. They're going to be coming into play as well. So let's get tackled up, and we'll see you out on the bank. Only the chest cam today. I'm travelling light, want to cover a lot of water, so there's no microphones, no tripod, just on my chest cam. So we'll see you at the first peg. Well, I've been about an hour on the lures. Nothing yet. God, bloody cold. Once you get your fingers wet from using a multiplier, I really feel it. Oh, bitter. I got a nut.
Oh, nice.
There he goes. Oh, perfect for you there, isn't it? Close for you, mate. Closing.
First action we've had that. You can see on the horizon, the weather forecast was right. It's starting to cloud up from the south. Clear skies back in the north. Wind's starting to shift as well. It's been a northeasterly last few days. It's been really cold. But, yeah, that was a nice little fish there. Well, say a little fish, probably £8 maybe. Nice condition. On the Savage Gear Jerkster. He does well on them, my mate does. I think that's true of a lot of lures. When you've caught a few on one particular pattern of lure, you tend to fish that lure more than others because you've got confidence in it. Because you're fishing it more, obviously you're going to catch more. I could do with anything at the moment.
Have a go, my swim. I'll let you.
I can reach it from here.
Eh?
I can reach it from here.
I ain't going back, I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right.
Oh, just seen him. Just shot out from here, look.
That's it, it's just down
Oh, just seen us shot out that way. Let's give the drunk dancer a swim. Okay. Oh shit. Ah, I didn't go to plan, did it? Drunk dancer, drunk caster. Well, that's the end of another hard winter's day. It was quite hard today. You've seen me, I've thrown everything at them today and they are just not interested. I don't think there was air, to be honest. River was very low, very clear. It's been hard going weekend, to be honest. Had that small window on Friday with the live baits, as you saw us, and yeah, we took it, and that 18.5 you had, that was a lovely fish. I'd have been really happy to get that. Yeah, really nice. Yesterday I didn't film very much. There was nothing to film. It was just a cold, bleak day. It just shows how that weather's changed, how it's affected the fishing. Went northerly wind. It's been bitter cold, really cold. Blue skies, not good for fishing at all. But hey ho, that's what it is. We've had one fish out on the bank today. Here's the lure that did it. You might remember us in this video here. We were sat in this exact same spot more or less a year ago to the day, and I was singing the virtues of the Savage Gear Jerkster then, when you saw us, well, you saw Mick catch a 20 on one. This is a slightly bigger one than last time. Was it 11.5 last year?
Yeah.
14.5 centimetre. They're discontinued now, so if you can find them, buy them up now. It's got a chamber in for the rattle. You take that plug out, you can take the ball bearing out. It has got one in. Just a great little lure.
With the biss today again?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Was that today? Probably £8–9. Yeah. Nice fish again, lovely fish, yeah, where you saw it. So please subscribe and like the video if you like the videos that I'm making. Find me on Facebook, and until the next video, stay safe, see you next time.